Hey there, so I've been getting quite a few questions lately about how to choose presentation topics. And so in this video, I'm going to talk about how to choose presentation topics that rock, or at least are not boring. It seems like a lot of you guys are really worried about choosing presentation topics, and I mean, believe me, I can understand why, because if you choose the wrong topic, you're worried that maybe if it's for school, you'll get a bad grade. If it's, in front of your peers or colleagues or, classmates, you might look bad, you might, lose your job, or you might not even get a sale or something like that if it's related to work. So you definitely want to choose the right topic. So what I've done is I've come up with a simple 3-step process called the who, what, and why. Here in step number 1, what we're going to talk about is who. And for this, you're going to figure out your audience demographics, and you're going to break down your audience into 7 categories. You're going to talk about their age, you're going to talk about their occupation, you're going to talk about their gender, whether they're male or female, you're going to talk about where they're from, their education, their income level, and also their ethnic background. If you get this type of a profile on your audience, it's much easier for you to figure out what type of topics would be appropriate for your particular audience. Here in the what, we're going to cover what type of situations, problems, challenges, or pains that your audience may be experiencing either internally or externally. So think about that. What are they currently going through? And the reason why this is so important for choosing topics is because people are interested in themselves. They want to figure out how they can solve their own problems. And so they're always thinking about, well, I'm dealing with this, and people are always dealing with something. So how can you figure out a topic or think of something that'll help these people out? So you want to use these as kind of like an emotional trigger to get their attention. So here's the why. Now, why is super important when you're choosing your topics, because this is why should people even listen to you and listen to your presentation. So you want to give them a good reason why they should listen. So you want to talk about things like, okay, what's a good future consequence of listening to your presentation, a good future benefit for them, a relevant future benefit for them. And also really important, maybe even more powerful, is, okay, how can they avoid or get over their current situation, their current problems, their current challenges, their current pains? How can they get over that? How can they avoid more of that in the future? Because like I said before, people are really only interested in themselves. So if you can give them the answer and help them solve their problems, they're going to be interested in listening. And it'd be really helpful if you can give it to them in some sort of simple steps, kind of like what I'm doing here. So there you go. I just gave you a really simple 3-step process for choosing presentation topics that rock. And there was 3 steps, which were who, what, and why. Now, step number 1, in the who, you're going to figure out who your audience is, the audience demographics. In step number 2, you're going to figure out the what kind of problems, situations, challenges, pains that your audience is going through, something emotional that they're dealing with. And with number 3, step 3, the why, you're going to figure out why they should listen to you and think about, okay, what sort of relevant future benefit can I offer them, or what can I do to kind of help them overcome or avoid those problems and challenges and pains and situations that they're currently facing. And so that's it, a simple 3-step process for choosing presentation topics that rock. As always, it's always great to get your questions and comments, so leave those below this particular video. You can also go to presentationexpressions.com and use the contact page to get in touch as well. Do yourself a favor, score some points by liking, sharing, and tweeting this video out to your friends, family, and neighbors. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you're on my YouTube channel, because then you can always get the most up-to-date videos. And if you're on Presentation Expressions, make sure you subscribe as well, because then you get the newsletter with everything. You don't even have to click around and look for the videos. All right, thank you very much. Talk to you again very soon. Bye-bye.